As most of you know, I'm Dr. Belinda Basaka, Dr. B, and you're on our Flourish with Dr. B page. And I love to promote other people's businesses because I like to collaborate with people that flourish, that make people flourish or make people feel empowered. And it just so happens that a lot of these people are my friends. And we were just talking about how Linda and I have known each other since sixth grade, I think, Lynn.
It's good.
Yeah,
Yep.
sixth grade. I mean, next time we'll bring out the pictures, is what I
Yeah.
said. So Linda and I grew up together in Glen Cove. We went to the same school district. We graduated high school. We kept in touch through the years. We still collaborate on projects. We do have the same kind of mindset of really wanting to empower people, and Linda has always done that, and she has found such a great way to do it, to mold all of her passions, and of course New York City as well. So I want to pass it over to Linda. I want her to tell her whole story, how it evolved, how LC3 came about, and the great thing is that she's like right. If I got out this door down there and walked about 10 minutes, her office is right near me, so I get to stop by every now and again. And then if I walk back that way for about 15 minutes, I get to her house. So we're really close again. Yay! So Linda, take it away.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me. I love these little snippets of programs, and I think they're really, I commend what you're doing. So thank you for that. I'll try and make it as short as possible, but basically I founded my company 5 years ago. And what I did was I kind of took a hybrid passion of construction, which I've had from when I was young. My dad did a lot of construction. As you all remember, everybody showed up at my house, something was going on, everybody grabbed a hammer or a vacuum or whatever. And, um, and I kind of combined that with management, project management, and ended up finding my way through various and sundry avenues of work. A lot of you know I also had a restaurant for some time, so I was managing that, but managing a crew, right, in various levels. Um, then I decided to go back to NYU for construction management when I realized that I was on to something that I liked. Went back to NYU, got my graduate degree, and that was, gosh, almost 17, 18 years ago. And ever since then, I've been evolving in the construction industry in New York, specializing in high end residential work. Now I also do a touch of commercial if my clients ask me to. It's not something I necessarily go to. But what I do is I bring kind of an awareness and a trust and a management perspective to a project. I'm hired by the owner, but I'm a project advocate. So I interface with the contractors, the designers, the architects, the engineers, the consultants, whatever is needed to kind of bring a project to fruition. This can be anything from a small renovation to a double wide townhouse that we're merging two of them together. And I've also been able, very fortunately, to do a few ground up construction builds where basically we're building from scratch and building beautiful new 10,000 square foot homes for people from start to finish. So very gratifying. I love being outdoors, but I do love the fact that in this company I've also been able to develop great relationships with people. And as you said, I have three wonderful women who work for me, and they're fabulous. They're strong and they're exciting and they want to learn. And construction and women is not always kind of a dynamic that you see. So I'm proud to kind of represent that in the way that I do. So that's a little
You
bit
know,
about.
I love that because when we got together again over the past few years, I thought this is such a perfect fit for Linda because she brings in the listening side, and yet you're not afraid to run with the big boys.
Yeah.
You will state the facts, you will state your opinion, you will advocate. So I would say that the client gets the best of both worlds. They're being heard, but they have a real advocate.
Well, and that's exactly what it's about. It's funny you should say that because I was at a lunch today and I was with an attorney who I do a lot of work with him. He refers me to a lot of his clients. And he was explaining me to another guest, and he said, well, Linda's an amazing construction manager. She can speak the language of any person on a job site, but she's also a really good construction therapist. And I was like, I've never heard that before. And he's like, she listens to everyone so well, and then she digests it And then she just tells it like it is. And I was like, okay, well, that's one interesting way of putting it.
I would say that too. And you know what? You got that from your parents.
They totally did.
Parents.
I speak, I listen, but I just, the filter sometimes drops off a little bit. So, but I have to say that in the industry that I'm in, um, the biggest hurdles that occur in, I think in any industry, but I'm just relating to the one that I know best, is when people are not told the truth, is when people are told what they want to hear, because why would you do that? You're setting yourself up to fail.
Right.
So what I want to say to somebody is, I'm hearing what you're saying. I know what you want. We can't deliver that, but we can deliver this, and we can make that happen. And so you're giving them a sense of trust that then when you say something down the road, they believe you because you're hitting your deadlines. You're not failing. Problem is, you set expectations you can't meet, you're going to fail, and then people aren't going to trust you. And that's when things start to collapse. So gotta be spot on.
And that's like you say it like it is. That's where that comes in. So that's great.
Totally.
So if I were to ask you, what is your mission? What's your vision for this? I know you spoke a lot about it already, but if you were, what would your ideal client say about you, and how you operate and what your company stands for?
Okay, well, I probably can speak better to the last question there, which is what my company stands for, which is that we are a company which represents in the best interest of our clients, and sometimes and in that is sometimes hard decisions, and it's sometimes strong decisions, but it's always the right decision. And I want people to be able to call for anything. So my company has a lot of divisions as well. So I do these big projects, these construction management, these owners rep, but I also have a division which is client services. So I want people to see my company as, you know what? Let's just call Linda because she might have a resource for that, or she might have a team that she can dispatch to help us with this because she's versed in a lot of different things. And we know we can trust her, and we know it's going to be fair, and we know it's going to get it done. And that's kind of the reputation I want to build. I don't believe that all projects have to be enormous. Every project is as important as the next. And so, as I said, I try and cultivate that within the people that work for me. I think my clients trust me, and that's the most important thing is they trust me based on experience. And so, my entire business is referral. I do no advertising. I've been in business for over 5 years now. I just actually today signed a deal on a New York City office. So it's growing because people trust, they believe, and they allow me to do the work I know how to do. And that's what I want people, that's the way I want the vision. Now, I'd like to see my company grow, but that's down the road a ways. So
Right. Of course. And you know what? By word of mouth referral is the best way to grow a company. So,
yeah.
so what is the thrill that you get? You probably have a lot of thrills from working.
I like big trucks and machinery, and I like building. Like I can't lie.
You like big trucks and you cannot lie.
Exactly. I like big trucks, and I kind of like good. There's like a song in there, I think.
Yeah.
So I think the thrills for me are seeing things get accomplished, right? Construction doesn't move forward if you're not hitting your targets. And it's a very visual, physical target that you get to hit. So in August, I'm building a modular home, which was actually pre-built in the Brooklyn Navy Yard in a big ship factory. It's a 5,000 square foot home. 19 modules were then closed the highways, trucked on 18-wheelers out to the Hamptons, and erected in 3 days. The entire house was built. We had a 120-ton crane and guys all over and riggers, and that's the kind of stuff that I just can't get enough of that. To see that happen. And to see my clients all of a sudden walk up and go, "That's my house. My house arrived," and I'm like, "That's your house." So
excellent. Oh my gosh, that just gave me chills. Maybe one day, Lynn.
Right, exactly.
You could do that for me.
Exactly.
So as we start wrapping up, I just want to see if there's any questions for anyone. Oh wow, we have a watcher from Seattle, Maryland. Thank you for joining us. And we have Pittsburgh watching.
Great.
We also have the most exotic Glen Head watching. Uh, and some other people from Long Island. But if anybody has a question, if you could just text it, write it on down in the comments. And as we do that, I'm going to ask Linda if there's anything that we didn't talk about. Is there anything else you want to say or add?
I think more women should get involved in construction. That's really, I believe in it. I'm on a lot of boards of a lot of high schools for construction, technology, engineering, and architecture. 45% female pop. It's fun. It's different, and
Right.
and we can multitask far better. So
Make multi decisions.
well, just like do a few things at once and not be like, I can't handle it.
Oh, okay. So we have a question from Leah. She says, "Hi,
Sure.
Linda. Are you a realtor?"
I am not.
Yeah.
I am not a realtor. I work with a ton of realtors. I do a lot of home inspections. I'm not a licensed home inspector, but I do a lot of inspections for my clients. And I work hand in hand with a lot of realtors, but I am not a licensed realtor.
Okay. And Lori Molesky.
Hey, Laura.
She's just saying hi from, I don't know where she is. She's
Yeah,
probably
really.
California or
Turks
maybe,
and Caicos or Aruba or
I don't know. She might be someplace tropical. Okay. So just wait for, I thought I saw somebody else. Okay, so those are all the questions. And, Linda, I also have to put a plug here for you. Linda is very, very supportive of a lot of charities, fundraisers, causes, things like that. We're working on stuff together all the time, and she works on a lot of other things all the time. So, even though this is her passion, she also has a big heart for community service and contributing to the community. So I have to say that about my friend. Okay, so then I have another question that says, do you work with investors?
Yes.
Okay. So that's a yes. And Mike Ponte says hello.
Mike Ponte is one of my dear subs. He owns an amazing air conditioning company called Air Pros and rescues most of my clients when everything blows down, and he basically can fix and do anything. So I will say,
wonderful.
Great.
Okay. So that's the other thing. We're going to post all your information, how people can reach you, but then also you can always refer people to people that you trust, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I have a huge vendor resource, and I'm happy to share those because I believe in my subs and I want them to be successful. So anybody has a question, they can find me. I'm on Instagram. I do have a LCThree Facebook page, but whatever works.
Okay.
I have a website also. It's LCThree.com, and there's a way to contact me through the website.
Okay, LCThree.com. And yes, Leah, I believe, is a realtor, so she would love to connect with you.
Perfect.
And I'll post all of the information, and maybe I'll have you back again. Maybe we'll have you on a job site next time, and you could show us the big trucks and cranes. And
totally. It'd be hard to do it at 8:00 at night, but maybe
well, we could do a morning one. And I just really thank you for doing this, Lynn. I love collaborating with stuff like this around that, and I really just hope that this whole thing blows over and we get to do a little bit more. Like, we don't have to do this like Zoom wise. We could do things that are a little more.
For sure. I'd love to have you come to a job site.
Yeah, I would. I would love to, and bring my camera and be like, "Hey, look at this!" And
video.
Be roving Dr. B. All right. So thank you again, Linda. Say hi to your parents and your family and everybody for me. And as always, I'm thanking everybody for being on and for flourishing with me, Dr. B, tonight. So have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time. Good night.